From Wall Street to Main Street, all eyes are on the Federal Reserve.
Just about everything we buy on credit will get more expensive.
As promised, the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates to tame inflation. But that's only inflaming the hearts of would-be homebuyers. Average 30-year mortgage interest rates now top 5%. That's up from less than 3% a year ago. Meanwhile, home prices continue their meteoric rise, with the median home price nearly $430,000 last quarter.
I was actually considering just getting a cute little single-family starter home.
Demila Epps is a 24-year-old nurse in Atlanta who has been looking to buy a home.
I kind of put myself into a situation where, do I want to buy a house or do I want to just continue renting?
That decision made even tougher because the cost of rent is also going up. Nationwide, 1- and 2-bedroom apartments up more than 25% from a year ago. Demila's rent for her 1-bedroom apartment in Atlanta increased from $1,475 a month to $2,055.
A $600 increase. I just couldn't do that. That's why I put myself into, okay, let me just think about getting a house.
She saved up enough for a 3.5% down payment, about $15,000, but she says she kept getting outbid. So Demila put a pause on her home search. So Demila, I want to bring in Winnie Sun. She's a financial advisor who's been listening in with us as you've explained your situation. Hey, Winnie.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So Winnie, what's Demila doing right?
The first foremost, I love the fact that Demila is comfortable talking about her finances. The other thing is she's really focused on what she can afford and not going beyond her budget.
She says Demila was smart to pause her home search, and you should only buy if you have a 20% down payment plus an additional 6% for closing costs. You plan on staying in the same home for at least 5 years, and you have about 6 months' pay in savings for emergency repairs. Those are steep entries for ownership, but she says you can save money while renting. To do so, spend no more than 30% of your income on rent. Negotiate a longer lease, maybe 2 years instead of 1, to lock in your rental rate. Get a roommate to offset increasing rents. And if you have a parking spot or space in a garage, rent it out for extra income. And reduce other major expenses like gas by carpooling, biking, using public transit, or downsizing your vehicle.
You don't need that fancy car right now because our number one financial goal is to get you into the home that you really want.
If you can afford the house of your dreams, don't let the rising rates scare you away.
Right now, the interest rate, although a little bit higher than it was a few years ago, but it's still significantly lower than historical mortgage rates.
Now, because housing is typically our highest monthly expense, financial experts say that buying can really help you control one of the biggest costs in your budget so that you're not at the whim of a landlord. But renting, don't forget, that gives you flexibility. And remember, you generally do not have to pay for repairs. So there are benefits to that.
So rent or buy is one big question. The other big question right now for a lot of folks is what kind of mortgage should I get? I mean, should you get an ARM? Should you get a fixed rate?
Yeah, those adjustable rate mortgages are bouncing back. They're actually, they've doubled in size since the beginning of the year. So those can work for buyers if you have a high risk tolerance and you also aren't planning to stay in one home for longer than that adjustable rate period. Winnie says that fixed rate mortgages, those are the ones she recommends to her clients because they are predictable and constant. So you really want to do your homework, talk to a bunch of lenders and understand what that rate can adjust to and if you could still afford it.
I know. I like those fixed rates. I'm a nervous Nelly.
Old school. Can you negotiate, by the way, with some of these lenders? Your rate?
You can, and you can shop around, and you should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vic.
Thank you, Vic. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.